Okay, peace to the family. 747 24/7 361 degrees. How y'all feeling today? Today is 219.2 in the Codex. Let me put something in the comment section for everyone. 219.2 in the Codex. When we break day, it will actually be 223 in the Codex. Shalom, shalom. Well, we say for my turtle tribe, my turtle people, we say Thadom, Thadom, which means the throne of peace, which embodies the spirit of love. All right. Excuse me. So today is 219.2 in the Codex. Peace to you, Queen. Peace to everybody that's going to come in. All right. These are going to be the numbers of focus today. How y'all feeling? Hopefully y'all feeling good. Share the video. If you are new to can you please subscribe to the channel? Also share the video. Peace to Sister LaAnkh. Peace to all the family. Okay, so I'm gonna have a little discussion with y'all tonight. And one thing that I have with me is a couple of books that are authorized by the Messiah Code movement. All right, I have a couple books, and what I want to do is I want to go over some lessons from these books. All right, so allow me to share this video while we start it off, and we're gonna get it popping.
You are the God of your creation. You are the center of your universe. So you got a residual self-image on how you create or what you want for your garments. You don't got on your royal garments right now. None of us. Now we need to be amongst a court of royal people too. We need to be amongst a court of great people.
You know how in a temple, every temple is given a Qibla of some sort, a direction to pray. All right, if y'all just coming in, I'm talking about how we either in the Matrix or either in the book. If you just tuning in, all right, and I'm explaining that. All right, but check this out: a rectangular prism actually has the same principle as a square, as a cube, to find the volume. All right, so now I want you to liken that into the dimensions that we living in: person, places, and things, past, present, and future, man, woman, and child.
The Messiah Code.
All right, cool. Salutations to the primes. Peace to everybody coming in. I love y'all. So, what are we going to talk about tonight? It's an interesting topic. So, the Codex in relation to the psychic mind, or in relations to cracking the code of the Messiah to decipher the readings of a psychic. That's the description, and it is called the Codex in relation to the psychic mind. All right. So first of all, I would like to greet everyone and say peace and blessings. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everyone coming in. I appreciate everyone devoting their life to something great. All right. I really appreciate that. Whatever avenue or road that you travel in life, you know, all roads lead to the universe, regardless of anything. All roads lead to the universe. So I want to say, you know, everyone that's on the up, working on, you know, success in life, working on the preservation of of our people as well as our conscious thought. I love y'all and I appreciate your effort. Okay. So, what I'm going to share with y'all tonight is the movement of the Messiah. All right. We call this the Messiah Code Spiritual Conscious Evolution for Future Technology. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, let me know y'all can hear me loud and clear. All right. Anyhow, this movement is called the Messiah Code Spiritual Conscious Evolution for Future Technology. Okay. Before I proceed forward, I haven't been doing this in a while. So I'm going to do it for each and every one of y'all and everybody that probably misinterprets what we represent. All right. So I would like to give recognition in reference to the ancestors before I proceed forward. Okay. We got four great ancestors of ours that I always give reference to. Okay. I like to give reference to the great ancestor of air. Okay. I like to give reference to the great ancestor of fire. I like to give reference to the great ancestor of earth. And I also like to give reference to the great ancestor of water. Okay. These are our prominent ancestors of of antiquity. All right. So I would like to give reference before I proceed forward and give thanks and homage to our existence. Okay. So what is the Messiah Code? We have broken this stuff down in many occasions. You should read the 131 memorandum. We broke that down. In essence, the Messiah Code is an archive of information that is and has been and will be moving out the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. And it is the greater consciousness of thought, the hard drive of awareness. And no one can really explain what the Codex or what truly reality is. We express it in our own dialect. All right. And that comes through various different religions as well as mathematics. Okay. It's a combination of all matter, antimatter. In actuality, you can consider it a combination of all things. We call this the network. Remember that. We are in the age of information. We are in the age of information. Hey, peace. The age of information. All right. How we link everything. We call this the network. All right. It's no more anything of what you consider to be religion. It's just the network. All right. This means that you have to base your life upon learning. You know that you're always learning something. That's what the Messiah Code is about. You learning as well. This is the greater perception of reality, tapping into the frequency of the ever living to become a master student so you can become a master teacher. Remember that. In order to become a master teacher, you must first become a master student. Peace to Sister Akua in the building, Queen Akua. Thank you for your presence. Please, everyone, share the video. So, why would the Messiah Code differ from various different other spiritualities? Okay. I'm going to say we share a common link, a common denominator, again, which is love. I'm going to say that for everyone. We all share a common denominator. It doesn't matter what spiritual um, precept that you deal with or whatever. We have a common denominator, which is love. All right. And that's what connects us. But in essence, the Messiah Code is about leadership. It's about invoking leadership. Again, a Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or a cause. All right. Now, when we came into the new age of what we call information, hear me out. When we came into the new age of what we call information, what you consider to be the 1 through 31, all right, which is relevant to your birthday, if I ask you what's your birthday, you're gonna tell me it flows between a 1 and 31 number. That is the alpha and omega, or what we consider to be the alpha and the delta. All right, but 131 is the alpha and omega, just like the 1 and the 9 is the alpha and omega. And today's date so happens to be 2/19/2. All right. So everything that flows between the 1 and the 9, you would consider to be the alpha and omega, the 1 being the alpha and the 9 being the omega. All right. So you might say, how is this relevant to reality? All right. So each number, just the way you add numbers up in math, you add up the algorithm of that number. All right. That's why you study your lessons. That's why you study your lessons. And when you look at your lessons, you'll see each lesson has a number attached to it in order for you to decode what the message is really saying. All right. So, yeah, this is what I'm telling y'all. In the age of what we call information, in the age of what we call information, you will be able to crack the code because you see the sequence and the cycles of numbers that happen again and again and on and on and on again. You say, man, you walk in some place, you say, man, I see this number. Oh man, you walk in another place, you say, man, I see this number again. You walk another place and you say, man, am I going crazy? But I see this number again. Is this number following me or what? In actuality, it is what is considered to be a frequency of thought through a pool of reality which we are all living in, and we all create waves in this pool of reality, or some form of impression of sort that affects another, and these impressions come off again as ones and zeros, but when they translate into our reality, you see them as other numbers and other codes. All right, so I want y'all to be able to understand the code within this age of what we call tanun, or information. All right, so it's various different things I have shared with y'all, and I'm gonna say this: we're gonna move on the 90 day, like the 90 day this is a book that everybody should have had last year. All right, this is called the 90 day water fast. Now, I know the 90 day water fast starts February 1st. We do it every year. We've been doing it for the last 5 years. um February 1st. But what's so relevant about this book is this: you can move on a 90-day cycle. Remember, it is 392 days in our calendar. And if you do 4 cycles of 90 plus 3 additional days, you actually have, which that equals 7. And remember, our calendar is connected with the number 7, just like the 7 days of creation, or the 7 layers of thought, or the 7 layers of the OSI model. Remember, or the 7 days, they're connected in the same way. So our calendar goes back to the number 7. All right. So now when you think about it, like I said, you can do 4 90-day cycles plus 3 days. All right. And you can understand certain things, because one thing that I think that people need to get more than anything, that the Messiah Code is about discipline. All right. It's not just about learning information in a historical sequence. It's about discipline. It's about learning how to be disciplined in some form of fashion. All right. So I'm gonna share a couple thoughts from y'all with y'all from the 90-day water fast that everybody should have carried with them. All right. That's very important. All right. So in the 90-day water fast, just in a review, but as a principle you should carry with you all the time. You got 4 basic principles that guard the 90-day water fast. All right. And the four basic principles that guard it is El Raju, then you got El Tajdid, then you got El Takik, and then you got El Muktafia. All right, these are the four layers or disciplines of the 90-day water cleanse. But these four disciplines, you also carry these disciplines with you every day. All right, so again, the returning El Raju, it deals with one measure of thought or 1 cup of water. Remember that. You had 8 to 10 ounces of water, which you started your day off with in the 90-day water fast. Do we do that? Do we start our day off with water? We're not on the water fast right now, but or the water cleanse, do we start our day off with water? Excuse me. This is seltzer water, by the way. But do we start our day off with water? I want to know. So that was an important thing just to remember to return from which we came, which is the water. All right, so remember that. And then remember, it activated your brain in some form or fashion. Anyway, that's why we started our day off with water. And we ended our day off with water. Remember that. And also, when you awaken, remember you return as well. You return to the thought and to the idea of thanking why you came into this being. All right. So thank you. Then you got El Tajdid, which means the rejuvenating. Now remember with the rejuvenating had 9 attributes. All right, and we're gonna break that down in here. All right. The rejuvenating had 9 attributes, and this was in your book. If you go to what's this, page 12 of your 90-day water fast, remember this. It said the 9 attributes of the rejuvenating was love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. Remember that. Those were what we consider to be the um the 9 attributes of that of 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 that discipline. All right. So love, intense feeling of infection, but nobody can really describe love because it's a color from which you only see. So I'm gonna put it that way. So even though we try to define it in some way, it's the way I can almost explain it in a way. It's a color from only which you see. Everybody sees love the way they see it. All right. Then you got joy. Joy is the feeling of great pleasure and happiness. Then you got peace. Peace is the freedom from disturbance, tranquility. Then you got long suffering, which is patience in spite of troubles. Patience in spite of troubles, especially those caused by other people, and that's a hard one to deal with. Long suffering, remember that, because it's patience in spite of troubles, especially those caused by other people. And then you got gentleness, which was the quality of being kind, tender, and mild mannered. And that is a hard one too, as well, because if you think about it, if you think about it, you know, far as dealing with these principles, these disciplines, every man, people are going to test you all the time. Trust me on that, man. People are always going to test you, and you got to be able to literally um push through it. Excuse me. Yeah, you got to be able to push. You got to be able to push through it. All right, especially when people tempt you. They'll tempt your anger. They'll tempt you. You know, and let me explain this before I can go on talk about. Let me say this, and I'm gonna run it back. Gentleness, which is the quality of being kind. tender and mild manner, and then you got goodness, which is the quality of being morally good and virtuous, and then you got faith, which is complete trust or confidence in someone or something, and then you got meekness, the fact or condition of being meek or submissive, very hard, and then you got temperance, which is the abstinence from alcoholic drinks. All right, so one thing I want to reflect on is about how people will test you. All right, hear me out. That's a good reflection on this book. Look, listen, I call them time remnants in some way. It's various different names for different demons and different whatever. But in this day and time, when you are becoming a new being or into messiahship, you learning the qualities of being a messiah. All right. One of the things, one of the many duties that you must perform is a rite or a ritual to become a new being or a being that is freshly new. Okay, despite all the troubles, despite everything that the hardships that you have went through, you come to a point or a designation where you get washed and you become a new being, and you set your destination for what your task is or what your role is in this universe, rather than avoid the point. All right, so again, as messiahs, you'll be tested by time remnants. Time remnants come to you, like, for instance, like, let's say if you used to hustle on a block, if you used to be a hustler and you used to sell drugs and that was your forte, many of us were around that. So we indulged in that, and we saw it as a right way to live. But then you decide and you see that that's the wrong way, to sell drugs or do whatever like that. So you start to live a certain type of life. Guess what happens? It'll be things that tempt you in a certain way to go back to that life. And this is a time remnant. Let's say if you had anger issues or you had things going on with you where they were time loops, where you keep on doing the same thing, where you keep on going in the same rut in a relationship. You keep on turning the wrong way in certain things that go on, you know, and you start to set yourself right in a certain way. It will be moments in your life or moments that people will come in your situation or in your life that will tempt you to have anger issues or have moments of despair where you will give up on a relationship or you will give up on that which you dream of and do the wrong thing. All right. So I got a couple I guess scriptures to share. But when I use the scripture, I always use the code. Remember that. I always use the code. All right. Like for instance, Second Timothy 1:17. Let me see if I can pull that up. Second Second Timothy 1:17. And I'll put it in the comment section. Now, why is the 117? What does 117 have to do with anything? And why are you bringing this up? All right. So when we think about 117, remember, one 17 means the over analytical thinker, one who thinks too much. All right, one who thinks like over really thinks. It's called the scientist. It can be called the scientist. Um, it can be called many other things, and then the position that it guards the left collarbone of the Messiah. All right. So the left collarbone is your white collarbone, and then you got your right collarbone, which is your blue collarbone, which is your number 13 and your number 12. All right. So anyhow, let me see if I can put this in here. Verse 17. of Second Timothy 1:17. All right. Oh man, it's not working right now. It's all good. I'll figure out how to copy it in there for y'all. All right, but it's a couple verses that I did wanted to share with y'all, like James 1:9. Like these are numbers. Like when I look at the scriptures, like a lot of times people look at the scriptures as like they look at it in sense and they get too religious with it. When I look at the scriptures, I look at the numbers and I see how the numbers define the message as well. All right. The numbers one means movement, harukment, togetherness or wholeness. Two means self or uh what is deemed to be the designation of self or home. All right, that would be two. It will represent the pair, as in man and woman. All right, number two also represents positive and negative, but it also represents one, the number two. The number three represents another contemplative thought in some way. It's called Bab, or what we consider to be the crack of the door when you enter the door. The number three is like when you at the crack of the door, which is the third planet of the sun, which we are. Now the number three deals with the letter C. All right, as well. All right. Then you got, but again, when you think about the number three, think about contemplation, but it is also a number of leadership as well. Then you got four, which is successful outcome. All right. Four deals with stability. Thank you. Hey, what's up? Peace. Peace. Four deals with stability. It also deals with a designated of four different spirits. All right. Four different connections that work, that give one a navigation point where one can navigate in a certain way. It also represents the throne or the chair. So when you think of the number four, all right, it has various different meanings, but the basic meaning of the number four when you encounter it is the successful outcome. Then you got number five. Number five again is what we consider to be the baby hero, or not taking on too many things at once, but it is a sign or number of heroic uh, um, of the hero or the heroine, which is the male and female hero. Okay, or the Messiah as well. The number five. The number five is also connected with the grand architect of the universe, as in the number five is what is considered to be the circle and the square. The circle and the square, the number five. It is one of the most easiest numbers to multiply. The number five, it connects up with the blood, which is five letters. All right, woman, which is five letters. Um, a lot of other things in number five. It's a very special number. That number five is very special. Remember, you got five fingers for a reason. All right. Number six. Number six is considered to be the gift and the curse. All right. It is the number of responsibility. It's the number of taking on something and knowing the duty and the task you must perform to just to preserve it. And I want you to think about it that way. The number six. All right. Then you got number seven. Number seven would represent completion, but it would also represent preparation. I want y'all to hear me out. It would represent completion, but in a sense, it's really preparation when y'all encounter the number seven. Seven is God as well, but when you encounter it, it's really a number for preparation. It's also a number of what we call the spiritual warrior, which is the mujahud, which is the number seven. all right, or you consider to be the mujahid, number 7, or mujahid, all right, which would be your spiritual warrior. Then you got number 8, which is my tour. Now also infinity as well, the number 8. Number 8 is real important because number 8 is how one of the ways of how we see reality with the number 8, and it deals with set math. Now set math is a key and is one of the keys to learning and knowing what existence is about. Why? Because in set math, you got something that's within the brackets. All right. And what's in the brackets, it doesn't go by um the value of certain patterns. All right. In that particular set, it has its own whatever that's going on. All right. But you can have other things added and put that in the equation as well. And that's what we do, what is considered to be reality itself, or what we designate to be the universal most high principle. It exists in a form of set math. Now, in ancient times, you'll see they'll have the universe in a square, or the universe as drawn as a square. Now you might ask, well, why is it drawn as a square? It's really drawn in a set of two brackets. All right. And what's inside that universe is it's its own equation, because it goes from 0 to infinity. I got a question for everyone here. Pop quiz. If I gave y'all this is see if y'all this is a real mathematical question. If I gave y'all numbers, how many numbers I got here? How many numbers I got? If y'all in the building, answer that question. How many? I'm gonna quiz y'all mind real quick. And I'm gonna see if y'all ready for to think outside of the box. How many numbers are there? How many numbers do y'all see? Or should I say, how many designated numbers do you have that I put right there? How many designated numbers do you have? Rather, not how many numbers do you see? How many designated numbers are there in what I put there? Damn, I did it wrong way. I did it the wrong way. Let me do it like this. Yo, let me do it like this. Because I did it the wrong way. You said two numbers. Nah. If I gave you this number right here, 0, I'm going to do it like this. Excuse me. If I do it like this, if I gave you this number, my fault, is 0 through 255. How many designated numbers do you have? How many designated numbers do you have? It's a very easy question because look at this. You actually have, I gave you the answer to the question. It's 256. It's 256. Like, and if I gave you 0 through 256, it's 257. That's how many designated numbers you have. The reason why is because if I gave you a number like this, and this is why I said people we gotta think outside the box. If I gave you a number like 255, 0 to 255, right? You like, I said, how many designated numbers do you have? You like, man, you got 255 numbers. No, in actuality, you don't have 255 numbers. You got 256 numbers. because regardless of anything, if I gave you from 0 to 255, you know what I'm saying? 0, even though it's not a number, it still represents a position. It don't have no value, right? But it still has a position. You're like, damn. Now that I think about it, now you can say, and you want to argue with me, and somebody want to argue with me, but I'm gonna give y'all some real stuff right here. Look at this. An IPv version 4, which every one of y'all utilize in order to get on the internet. Y'all utilize an IPv version 4. Y'all have an address. That's how you get on the internet. The only way you can get on the internet is with an address. All right. Now the address is a variable of 16 times 16, which is 256. But when you look at the addresses, guess what they only go up to? You got what is called an octet. All right. And that's why I said you define time by the number 8, but you define reality. The highest number is this: 255.255.255.255. This is the highest number that everybody can have, but you can't have this address because you got what is considered to be an address is a broadcast, and an address that's considered to be a network or the network. All right. So the network always starts with an even number, and a broadcast is always a odd number. It ends with an odd number. All right. And then you have your last host. Your last host, and this is what is considered to be your network when you get on your network. You got your first host, which comes after your default gateway, which starts at the number 0, or any number that is an even number. It's always your default gateway. And then you got your first available host, all right, which can be anything. It can be a server, it can be anything. It can be anything, or anybody can be your first available host. But then you got your last available host, and then after your last available host, you have your broadcast, and that always ends with an odd number. Now, this is deep because if you look at reality itself, is generated from these numbers from zero through 9, and this is 10 connections. All right, this is 10 different connections, but it starts from 0, and 0 is a position, but it is a position that no one can take. It is the same thing in reality, it's the same thing in networking, because no one can take the position of 0 itself. No one can take, no one can have an IP address. None of y'all or no one here can look at their phone or look at their computer and say, or no business we can go find out, and it's 000000000. That is the actual whole network itself. All right. Now, what I'm saying this, how does this relate to set math, and how does this relate to anything? It reminded me when I look at the number 8, because when you look at the number 8, it's really set math. It's a form of understanding what set math is about, because when you look at the number 8, it goes like this, right? It's the sign of infinity, the number 8 on its belly, right? It's a sign of infinity. Now, where you got positive and negative, or that which is high and that which is low, when as above, so below, they're the same thing. But when you see these things intertwined, or what's relative in them represents the pair or the reality in which we dwell, all right, which is positive and negative, which is or Sajin and Ilion, or the two hemispheres of your brain, all right, or the two hemispheres of your thoughts, which is Sajin and Ilion, all right, positive and negative, or however you want to describe it. It has various different functions in each hemisphere of your consciousness, it has a different function from the next. All right. So, like I said, this is all related to the age and for which we live in, which is called the age of information. That's why it's relevant to study these books and how they connect up. So, if I might ask you, what's today's date? All right, and then you know that first of all, it's 392 days in our calendar, right? It's 392 days in our calendar. All right. So 392 days is actually 14 times 28. So you might ask me, well, why is it 392 days in your calendar as opposed to 365 when we go in the solar year around the sun? All right. Well, in actuality, we measure cycles, a cycle. All right. So just like the Muslim calendar, right, which is a lunar calendar. If you notice those that practice Ramadan and various different other customs of Islam, it switches throughout the year because they have a lunar calendar. All right. So that's how holidays are really supposed to roll. If you have a living calendar, holidays are supposed to move throughout the year. So you celebrate them or have the feeling in different modes or of the climate. Okay. So that's what it's all about. And that's a living calendar. And that's what this is as well. When you look at it, 392 days, which is a cycle. All right. And also the sun, we don't go around the sun. This was an argument that I had with a couple other people. They said, well, we go around the sun. Contrary to your opinion, we actually live inside the sun. All right. We exist inside the heliosphere of the sun. It's like a plasma egg or something. And as we in this plasmic egg, all right, we're moving through the universe. And the sun, how we're going around the sun is like this. All right. So it will form what is considered to be a spiral, not like this. Because as we're moving around the sun, it's like a pistol armor, like a bullet shooting and something trying to follow the bullet that's being shot. All right, that's what's happening, and we exist inside of it. All right, a heliosphere, which is some sort of a plasma eggshell of the sun. All right, so yeah, man. When you look at the calendar again, you got 392 days. Today's date so happens to be 219 219 2. All right. So we're in the 19th moon day until it becomes daylight. All right. So two would be self. All right. Connecting. Also, it's bringing mental thoughts into any mental thought into physical reality. That's bringing uh things into fruition. That's what this is about also this month. All right. We're on the 19th moon day of that. Thank you. Peace. We're in the 19th moon day of 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 this cycle. All right. So now the number 19 is what we call the galactical hero. All right. And it also deals with the seed. It deals with the seed, the number 19. Okay. It deals with the seed. So again, when you think about the number 19 is every number that flows through the number uh, 1 and the 9. But the number 19 was sacred to us as well because if you think about 19 times 19, it equals your 361 right? So I wanted to share something with y'all real quick. See if I can put this in the comment section. Um, can y'all see this? All right, that's cool. All right, I want to take y'all to the beginner's manual real quick, and this is very relevant. This is very relevant. Cool. Hey, what's up? Shout out to Australia in the building. Peace to Australia. Thank you. Um, like for instance, all right, we went to we're on the 19th moon day, right? So 19, look at this. This is the number the symbol for 19. All right. That's the symbol for 19, which is what is considered to be the seed. Any idea stimulated by suggestion, the hope, and bridge from one generation to the next. This also connects up with what is considered to be the second month. Remember, we're in the second month. And then when you deal with the second principle, which is Nazuf, when you deal with the second principle, Nazuf, which is 2 times 2 equals 4, but it also deals with the letter B, which is born, and is any thought coming into reality through a material substance. So this is the month and the cycle of bringing things into reality, focus and concentrating on bringing that which is in your mind into reality. So you're going to have to do various different things to do that. Okay, and one of them is writing things down. All right, it's a I'm gonna say this. One of the many things that we should do is two things that we should do besides the many things that we should do. All right, we should prioritize, hear me out, we should prioritize and compartmentalize the duties that we need to perform in life. Hear me out. Prioritize and compartmentalize. So, why would you deal with priority? Because priority deals with prioritize. If, when you prioritize things, you actually putting them in line of time. You timing is everything. All right. When you when you compartmentalize things, you actually put them in a designated space, and everything needs its designated space. All right. In order for it to grow, a tree to grow next to another tree, it needs its designated space. All right. So that's important as well. So in order to navigate through life, we must utilize these tools. All right. So somebody might ask me, well, what is the Messiah Code is about? One of the many things that you will get to understand, understand, overstand, and solar stand about the Messiah Code. It's about bringing out the greatest version of yourself. That is why you are called a prime. If I go to the meaning of prime, let me see. You go to the meaning of prime. I'll look that up for y'all. It's the best possible version. We are called the primes. Shout out and peace to the primes. Whether you solar prime, vector prime, lunar prime, um, um, neutral prime, or you wanted to axis primes. All right.
You can be the best version or the best example of yourself by studying, and also not just studying, but living these lessons. All right. Hold on. All right. I love y'all. 1 second. So that's so 219 again, 219 2 in the Codex. Now you might ask me, well, what body parts do these guard of the Messiah? I'm gonna show y'all real quick. If you look at the body of the Messiah, shout out to my queen, the building. I appreciate you. If you look at the again, this body, which is numbers that flow from 1 through 31. This is one page. On the other side of this page, you have the upgraded version of the body of what is considered to be the Messiah. All right, which we all are. I want y'all to hear me. All right, for everyone in the building. All right, for everyone in the building. Listen, we all are the Messiah, but collectively we form this body, not individually. Collectively, we form this body right here. When you look at this body, what you saw is numbers that flow from 1 through 31. If I ask y'all, what's your birthday? All of y'all going to tell me a number that flows from 1 through 31. So, again, this has a designation for each and every number that coincides or that is sequenced with your birthday. It also has a job. It has a job for each number as well. A purpose, a designated purpose for it, a positive and a negative charge. All right. When you look at the letter or the name Lamel, Lamel is the sacred name. You say, well, why is Lamel the sacred name? Because if I spell Lamel, if I spell Lamel, it's almost saying the same thing as, excuse me, it's almost saying the same thing as 131. Somebody asked me, well, why did I take on the name of Lamel? I took on the name of Lamel because it's the name of the Messiah. All right. It connects up with the name, with the number 131. Because if I put 131, it's the same thing as I just put with Lamel. Only thing I did was take what's the name and put it on its back. And you get 131. That's another reason why I chose the name Lamel. 131. These are codes that you got to crack. Why? Because you operate from the dot. Also, Lamel is I am L. That's also Lamel. I am L. Why? Because if I do an I like this, you probably wouldn't even know if it's an I or not. I am, and then I put a space. You probably wouldn't even know the difference between the I and the L. Isn't that so deep? I spelled Lamel right there. I spelled Lamel. Only thing I did was utilize the capital I and I utilized the lowercase l. And it's so significant that it says that Lamel says the word I, I am L. All right.
the lamb who is El. Also, Lamel is a palindrome name or number. All right. It's a palindrome name or number, means it flows frontwards and backwards. And then when we think about the Alpha and Omega, which are numbers that flow between 1 and 31, which is the Alpha and Omega, and you thought the Alpha and Omega was 1 and 19 or 1 through 9. It is, in a sense, the Alpha and Omega is the 1 and 9, but y'all was tricked. Because if I ask y'all what's your birthday, y'all going to give me numbers that flow through 1 and 9, but y'all also going to give me numbers that flow from 1 through 31. And that proves what I'm saying, that all of y'all are the body of Lamel, which is the Messiah. All of y'all are the body of Lamel. Because when I ask y'all what's your birthday, nobody gonna tell me their birthday is on the 32nd. Y'all gonna tell me your number flows from a 1 and a 31. All right, and then a 1 through 31, as I showed you, 131 actually spells the name Lamel. It actually spells the name Lamel. 131. I am El. I am El, the Lamb who is El. I am El. 131. This is the Codex. This is the Codex. So yeah, it has a sacred meaning why I took on this name and why it is others that took on this name of the Messiah, because we are all the body. We incorporate the body of the Messiah, and the Messiah is Lamel. Period. 131. 131. Everybody here flows between a 1 and 31 number. When were you born? You're going to give me a Chinese calendar and they got 13 months and we still dealing with 31 backwards. All right? So, let's go. That's why I tell y'all are all part of the body of Lamel, which is 131. It's another way of saying it. All right? Now, which body part are you? Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I also call y'all the primes. Peace to the primes. All right, 912. 912, you know what you are? You are what is considered to be a vector, slash neutral prime. Hold up. What we call a vector neutral prime. Okay? 912 is a vector neutral prime. 912 is what we call a vector neutral prime. Vectors are always leaders. Ones, even though 1 is a lunar number, all right, ones are still leaders. It is the lunar number, but it still takes the shape of a leader. But you got 3, 6, and 9. These are your leadership numbers. These are the ones that we follow in leadership. Follow their leadership or their guidance in some way. All right. But neutral prime is like you're a combination of a couple things. So neutral prime means that you take a neutral basis. Like you don't take nobody else's side. You just take the side of what's needed in order to push the destination. 912. All right. 2-2. 2-2 is 2-2 is what we call a neutral prime supreme. Neutral prime supreme. All right. Which is 2-2. And I'll give you the formula for this. Everybody should know that follow the Messiah code. You should know the formula in order to know what prime you represent. All right. You should know the formula to know exactly the manifestation of who you are as a prime. All right. So I'm gonna put the meaning of prime in the comment section for everyone. 912. What's the spiritual meaning? All right. So I just talked about that. In the age of information, you really don't have like you had a zodiac sign, right? In the former age of Pisces. When we came into what is considered to be Aquarius, you you have a designated job. All right. It's all about your designated job and purpose to fulfill. That's what I shared. So the meaning of prime is of first importance, main, her prime concern, they use it whatever, and then it says the second meaning is the of the best possible quality. Of the best possible quality. And then if you want to put it in the religious sense, they say for what is called the prime in the Christian church, a service forming part of a divine office traditionally said or chanted at the first hour of the day. That's deep. That's really deep. Excuse me. But yeah, which prime are you? Do y'all know the primes? Put it in the comment section if you know what primes, if you know the numbers of the primes. And give me the purpose. This is a pop quiz for everybody that studied the Messiah Code. Y'all been studying the lessons for a while. Y'all been following the videos. Y'all been studying the lessons. All right. Give me all the neutral prime. We're gonna start it off. Y'all should know all the primes, which is neutral prime, lunar prime, solar prime, um, then you got vector prime, and then you have axis primes, your axis primes. So let's do a pop quiz, a Messiah Code pop quiz, real quick. All right, let's do a Messiah Code pop quiz. Give me all the neutral primes, all the neutral prime numbers. Do y'all know? Put it in the comment section if you know. Also, peace to my Tawalu, all my turtle people. You already know what it is. I love y'all. Coom. Coom. Remember that. Coom. Salutations to the primes. Give me the first um primes, which is the neutral primes. And I'll put it in the comment section if you don't know. And then we're going to talk about their job and their purpose. Neutral prime. Now, if you have a a whammy, you would be considered to be a supreme. Okay. So let me see. Neutral prime is 2, 2, 4. Come on, y'all. 6, 8, 10, 12. All right. and so on and so on. Okay, my queen, you got it. Correct. That is correct. So, what is the designated job of a neutral prime? Now, these are all the people that are born all this time on these dates. Now, remember the first beat, when y'all think about it, and I shared this with y'all, I gave y'all a hint. Remember, the second beat equals the self, nazuf, nazuf, which is self, equals self. They are really attracted to the second number of their name, not the first number of their name or their birthday. Now, which is self. They're really attracted. Everyone is really attracted to the second number or the second beat of your birthday. Your birthday is considered to be a log date. All right. We call this a log date. Your birthday is a log date. Remember that. Your birthday is a log date. That's when you logged in space and time itself. All right. You generate on the second beat, you are attracted more to the second beat than the first because you are beginning to know or you this first beat will be your higher self. All right. Or the first beat that you came into to know, but you have lost, but it really governs everything, but you want to get to know this more or less because it's your higher self. That is your first beat. Your second beat represents your manifested beat. Okay, just like month and day, the month and the day you was born. All right, because month represent moon and day represents the sun. All right, so these, could somebody tell me the job of these numbers? You got various different jobs. Remember, you got two deals with self, or it deals with another part of wholeness. All right, another way of expressing wholeness. And then you got four. Remember, four connected up with success. Then six was responsibility. Eight represented time. 10 represents seclusion, or what we call a sacred breath, that which is shared, which is sacred. 12 represents sharing. It represents family order. It also represents rejuvenation or the heavens. But the general purpose of neutral primes is this: it's just to be neutral. They are the guardians of, it might be weapons. A lot of them have weapons they might guard, or they might be connected where they have weapons and they guard these weapons. They guard opportunities, various different opportunities that people can tap into. It flows through them. That is the idea or the designated job for neutral primes. All right. So give me the next prime. Give me the next prime. After that, you got the lunar prime. And lunar prime is very easy because the lunar prime is a 1 and a 9. Okay. Now, your only lunar prime is if this. Okay. You can be January, or you can be September, which is a lunar prime. All right. That can be September. But it also can switch to vector, because when you switch to vector, let's say, because I'm going to get to this. We had a perfect example. We had a sister, we had Sister April, who put her birthday in, and her birthday was 9/12. And I called her a vector neutral prime rather than called her a lunar neutral prime. I'm going to tell you why. Because remember, I told y'all 3, 6, and 9 are numbers of leadership. They're leaders, they're numbers for people to lead. But in order to lead, I'm going to tell y'all 3, 6, and 9 people. In order to lead, you must first learn how to follow. Why do you think the Messiah had disciplines or 12 disciplines or 12 disciples? Y'all call them disciples, but they were actually representation of 12 disciplines. All right? So, yes, that's why she's considered to be a vector because her vector came in first. All right? Then like I said, now you got 1 and 9, which are your lunar primes. September and January are your lunar primes. Okay. Now let's go with what are the solar primes? Somebody tell me what are the solar primes. Give me all the solar primes. 3, 5, 7. Come on, y'all. Y'all got them? Somebody put them in there before me. 7, 11, 13. You can put them one by one. 13, 17, 17, 19, 23, 27, 29, and 31. So you got 1, 2, 3, it's 11 of them. All right, which is another prime number, which deals with the king. Because 11, remember, 11 equals a prime number. But 11 equals the letter K, which is the king. Stands for equals the king or the key. All right. Put that in the comment section for y'all. And all these numbers are deep because they have a certain algorithm or what you consider to be a life pattern. All right. So these are the solar primes. What are the job of the solar? Let me tell you the job of the lunar primes first. We'll say this: the designated job of the lunar prime are to protect the secrets. All the secrets, the certain secrets, and 1 and 9, they always gravitate towards a secrecy, being able to understand or to guard the secrets. 1 and 9, they're attracted to these numbers as well as the secrets. Y'all hear me? But it's other numbers that are attracted to secrets. But these numbers, which are the lunar numbers, are attracted and protecting the secrets of the universe. All right. Then you got, like I said, we're on the solar prime. And these solar primes, which is 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, all these numbers, the solar prime actually are your hope bringers, your idea generators, your creative thinkers, your people that always thinking about something in some way. They're always generating thought. They always they have the knack or they want to travel. They want to see the world. They want to see things. These are your solar primes, and one of y'all, you might find yourself in one of these numbers. All right, you might find yourself in one of these numbers. So that's important because, like I said, these numbers have a resonance of how they express themselves through you. I need y'all to get that. All right, and everyone has a designated job to perform in this world or in this existence. Moving forward, you got after the solar primes, what do you got? The solar primes, you got um vector primes, which are your 3, your 6, and your 9. These are your vector primes, equal the vectors, vector primes. Now, if it comes in the first beat, it's considered to be a vector. Like for instance, if you're born in March, if you're born in June, you know, also if it's on the first beat of of your number, not on not in what's the name, because again, September, it can also be that as well. All right. But if it's in the first beat, it can be a vector. All right. Otherwise than that, it connects up with the lunar. Okay. 3, 6, and 9, which are numbers of leadership. They all embrace a different form of leadership. 3 embraces a certain form of leadership, different than what 6 embraces. All right. As well as different what 9 embraces. They all have different forms of leadership. But these are vector numbers. These are numbers to follow. Then you got after that you got your axis prime numbers, which are 15, 25, 15, 25, and 20, no, 15, 21, and 25. 15, 21, and 25. These are your axis numbers. Now you might say, well, what do these numbers do? These numbers are actually the point which other numbers rely upon. Like, remember, 15 guards the throat box of the Messiah, right? But you might say, well, what is the 15th letter of the alphabet? All right, for everybody that studies the Messiah code, what is the 15th letter of the alphabet? You should know that it represents the necklace, but the 15th letter of the alphabet is overstanding, which is the completion of information studied and then the implementation within the realm of its necessity. That's what overstanding is. Oh, all right. So when you think about 15 and you think about how to connect and utilize in the certain lessons and how to apply it, you know, 15 connects up with an overstanding. It's an axis number, but it connects up with the fact, like I said, these are numbers from which other numbers lean upon to to access themselves. Like for instance, every number needs a home, or everybody needs a home. Other numbers fall and access on these numbers. Like for instance, I can show you proof of this with the number 15. That's one of the first axis numbers. Okay. The number 15 is actually connected also to Saturn. If you think about it, because 15 is the number of Saturn. If you look in the Codex, if you look at the Codex, hold up. If you look at the lettering of the Codex, right? The letter O has a dot in the middle. And you say, well, why does it have a dot in the middle? All right. It represents the necklace. It adds up to 225 when you times it by itself, 225. All right. But what's so deep about this number, this certain thing, this certain image that I'm showing y'all right here, this with the dot in the middle, and why is it sequenced on El Mukwa, or what we call El Mukwa, which is the necklace? Why is it sequenced on this number? Because it also looks like the planet Saturn, the ring of Saturn, the planet in the middle and the ring around it, or the rings that are around it. Okay, this is also symbolic of the number of Saturn. Saturn, or it connects up with the number six too as well. But watch this. Watch how deep this goes. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff real quick. Um, if you the sacred number of Saturn. Let me see if I can share my screen with y'all. I'm gonna share another screen with y'all real quick. The sacred number of Saturn, right, is the number 15. Sacred number of Saturn is the number 15. Watch how deep this goes. I'm gonna see if I can pull up. I got a certain PowerPoint on this where I break this stuff down and I show you about why is this all important. All right, let me see. I might got it right here. Yeah, I want to show y'all. If you look at, remember I told y'all, in order to get out of the matrix, what? You have to be called, right? Now that was a riddle of some sort when I gave that to y'all, because why would I say you have, and look at the movie. Go look at the movie. When you watch the movie The Matrix, right? In order for them to escape the computer program, somebody from the outside world had to call them, and they had to pick up the phone in order to get out. Now, this is a riddle of some sort, and I want y'all to hear me out. It is the same thing in life. In order, show you, Gary, share my screen. In order for you to get out the matrix. Now, what is the matrix? It's a provisionary state. It's a state where you provided for everything, where you don't think for yourself, where you're given, and it's a womb. It means a womb. Now you say, well, we are in a womb. Yeah, we are in a womb, but they put you in another womb. All right, which is the form of a matrix. Let me share this with y'all real quick. I want to share something with y'all. They put y'all in a form of a matrix. All right. Which is another type of womb. But I want to show y'all something with Saturn. Why is Saturn so important with this? Saturn represents chronos, or chronology of time. Saturn is the chronos, or chronology of time. Hear me out. One of the many names for Saturn is Chronos. It is the rings of Saturn. Now you might say, well, what do the rings have to do with anything? Well, actually, the rings, they represent many things. The rings of a clock, they represent so many things. But Saturn is connected up to a sacred square of sort. All right. And within this sacred square, all the numbers add up to the number 15. Okay. Now, one of the many reasons why Saturn is called chronology, or chronos, is because it is Lord of the Rings, or Lord of the Moons. All right. Lord of the Moons. Now, how do you measure time? You measure time through the months or the moons, which are synonymous words. Okay. The number 15, if you look at this magic square, which is the square of Saturn, right? Remember, I said in order to get out of the matrix, what? I said in order to get out of the matrix, you had to be called. Now I'm showing you numbers right here. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a telephone number to call. What's so significant about this number that you're going to call, right? It don't have no operator. It really don't have the operator because you are the operator. You are the operator, all right? But you're calling in these numbers and you're scrambling these numbers. Guess what? All these numbers add up to be 15 with 5 in the middle, all right? With the number 5 in the middle to balance it all, okay? Now, if you notice on the edges, you got the even numbers, and then in the middle, you got the odd numbers that obey across. That obey across. The odd numbers obey across, and then the even numbers go to the corner of this. Now I showed y'all other sacred square numbers. I showed y'all other sacred square numbers before. Okay, just like with Saturn, the same thing with 131 and 121 or 1221. All right, which is the mother of the Messiah, or what is considered to be the winter solstice, which is 1221. All right, it usually lands around that date, 1221. All right, and y'all consider to be the Christmas, but it's actually the celebration of the birth of the Messiah at 1221, or Revelations chapter 12 verse 1, which is another 1221. All right, because 12 and 21 are frontwards and backwards if you look at it, and they exist in the same number. And this is all set theory. This is all set theory. Go look up set theory and set math and figure out how these patterns operate. You'll know what I'm saying. It coordinates with the same thing. Listen, this 131 right here, if you look at it, it forms a X. It forms the 12 forms an X, like the X chromosome of a woman forms an X, and then you got the 131 going around it in the 323 within it, all in the same sequence. And this is very important. It has a very important resonance in life. All right, set theory and set math. That is correct. You couldn't have many things without set theory or set math. Okay, you wouldn't have many functions, and that's why I said you can see other things where you can operate outside of certain patterns. Like for instance, like if I draw this is like a set math type of thing. If I draw in set math, I might draw 1, 2, 3, 4, right? In set math. But if I draw 4, 3, 2, 1, they're equal in value. You might say, nah, they're not equal in value because guess what? That's 1,000. That's 1,234, Lamel. That is 4,321. In set math, they're equal in value. Just like 1111 would be equal in value as well as 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man. Y'all ain't getting it. Like, I'm taking your minds to another level to think outside this box. Why are these two numbers equal? And set and if you want to consider, why are these two numbers equal? In the Codex, why are these two numbers right here equal? Tell me why. Excuse me. In the Codex, why are these two numbers equal? It's the same thing for set math, for set theory. They use the same idea or premise of thought. You said they both add up to 1 0. I didn't know they added up to 10. 11 plus 11. No, no, that's not the reason why. No, that's not the reason why, though. Why are these two numbers equal? Somebody give me another answer. Somebody from the Facebook, somebody from the YouTube. You said 10. That's deep. They both add up to 10. Why are these two numbers equal in the Codex? Why are these two particular numbers equal? Give me an answer. That was a good guess, though. That was a very good guess. Why are these two numbers equal? I gave y'all a clue with the lesson I gave y'all earlier. I gave you a clue why these two numbers are equal and how you would understand it in the Codex. The reason why they're equal, all right, in a certain way, this is the reason why they're equal, because it doesn't matter the numbers I showed you and I put in there. They still represent 4 positions. 1 1 1 1 equals 4. And guess what? 1 2 3 4 equals 4. Because of the placement. That is correct. That is correct, my queen. Listen. Real simple. Now you say, how do I apply this in life? Because when you go through life, let's say if I go through a situation, remember, I gave it to y'all, man. It's in the memorandum. When I share the memorandum with y'all, let me read that part. It's a part, let me see. It says, when you go from point A to point B to point C, you actually create a geometrical shape. I got another test for y'all. I got another test to see if y'all really thinking. This is on the fly. This is on the fly. This is if y'all really thinking. Y'all got some thinkers here. Let me see if I can get this get a little blank screen up. I got you. I got another test for y'all. See how many. See if y'all can see. Y'all can really see the code, yo. I'm gonna see if y'all can really see the code. All right, cool. Cool. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I'm gonna test y'all. I did the little Dougie on it. I had the little Dougie on it. All right, look, listen. I'm gonna test y'all minds real quick. See if y'all some real good thinkers. Okay. It's nothing outside the box. It's nothing historical. It's nothing crazy you had to read up on or nothing like that. It's just your logical thinking. I'm just going to test your logical thinking. All right. Y'all ready? We're going to start with this one right here. We're going to start with this right here. And let me see if y'all can, how many numbers do y'all see? We're going to start with this right here. See if we can really flex it. Excuse me. I'm setting it up for y'all real quick. And I want to know how many numbers y'all see. Y'all tell me how many numbers y'all see. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here it is. Question. I'm testing all y'all. Come on, man. It's like a whatever. Family Feud. Get your thumbs ready. I know it's late. whatever. We all having fun right now. Get your thumbs ready. How many numbers? Let's play the game. How many numbers do you see? How many numbers you see? Put it in the comment section. How many numbers do you see? Oh my God. How many numbers do you see? Catherine said 4. Somebody said 1. Wrong. It's all good, Salt Lakers. I love it. I love you though. It's all good. Catherine's April Shower said 2. Eh, wrong. I love y'all though. I'm gonna test y'all. Why you said I see 4 or 8. Catherine, you had a good thing going. You fucking it up. I love you, but you fucking it up. You had a good thing. Sorry, did I say that? We on a late night, so we can cuss a little bit. All right, but excuse my whatever. Listen, nah, you messing it up. Uh, I like how she said you see 5. She said I see 5. That could be a notion right here. This could be a notion of her saying she see 5 numbers. When I showed y'all this image, she said I see 5, but 4 is the logical answer for this. Sorry, I know it was 4. All right, 4 is the logical answer for this. But in principle, you can say 5 when you see this image. Why? 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 Why do when I showed y'all this image, I said, how many numbers do y'all see? Because let's say if you create a square, you go from one place to the next place, you created a square in a pattern of 4, right? All right. I see you hype. Let's see if you're ready for the next one. We're going to see if you're ready for the next one, Catherine. Sister Catherine, we're going to see all y'all people in Australia. We're going to see if y'all really. No, it's not really. You got an unfair advantage. I'm going to say this. It's probably about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Australia. And like everybody on the East Coast and in the freaking Central America, we tired right now. Like you probably got it because you up. So I'm not even going to get. I'm going to take a couple points away from you for that. All right, all right. Round 2. Let's see if y'all ready for this. Let's see if I can do another one. See how many numbers y'all see. Wee. This is going to be fun. Let's see if I can find an. I got y'all. I got y'all. 1 second. All right. Got y'all 1 second. We gotta get crazy. We gotta get really, 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 really crazy. All right. We gotta see if y'all really on point. See if y'all really about this work. Okay. All right. Y'all ready for the next test? How many numbers? How many numbers do y'all see? Oh man, come on. See somebody blurry vision. How many numbers y'all see? How many numbers do y'all see? Give me the answer. Somebody said 9. Somebody said 8. How many numbers y'all see? Give me the answer. The Salt Lakers keep on saying 1. Yo, Salt Lakers, I'm gonna get you. You keep on saying 1. And you try to trick me, Salt Lakers. How many numbers you see? Shower said 11. Tell me why do you see 11? Showers. All right. Tell me why. Tell me why. Just give me a reason why. Why you see 11? I'm going to tell you the answer, but why do you see 11? I just want to know your answer. Brother Justin had it right. How many numbers you see? You see 7. Imagine this, right? Imagine this. I start now. We gotta start to keep on moving. We're gonna move it a little bit better. Imagine I'm throwing shapes at you. Now I'm throwing shapes at you. You're not thinking about shape. Not us. Man, yeah. I'm trying to tell you we're about to tap into something. Why? Because if you start thinking about shapes, right? Because I seen 11 points. It's not 11 points. It's 7 points. It's actually 7 points on the outside. If you would have said 14, I would have been like, oh, 14. Wow. All right, I'm cool with that because it's 7 points on the outside, 7 points on the inside. I would have said that. I would have been like, whoa. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. I'm not wrong. Yeah, 7. But if you would have said that, I would have been like, okay, 14. But that image, and then you can go in the inside and start counting all the other points. But I really like kind of made it sweet for y'all because if you look at it, it's kind of dots on the end, on the edges of this image. So I said, yo, how many numbers do y'all see? All right. So now we're gonna do another test. We're gonna do another test for y'all. See how good y'all are. We're gonna see another test. See how y'all. We're gonna do another test. See how good y'all are, and see if y'all ready for this one. How many? How many numbers do y'all see? And then these are magic. These images are for magic as well. I'm not just showing you these images. I'm showing you they have a purpose within magic. Okay, you ready? I'm watching without my contacts. All right, you got that one. You got that one. All right, what's this? How many numbers do y'all see? How many numbers y'all see, yo? How many numbers do y'all see? Okay, y'all winners now. Y'all got it. Rachel said 12. I want to know why you say 12, but the answer is 8. The answer to this question is 8. How many numbers you see? You see 8. I want y'all to start seeing shapes and patterns as numbers instead of seeing numbers as numbers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both said 12. That's what's up. I want to know why y'all say 12. Let me count. It's 8 points, but you got one, two. Let me see the inner points. 8 outer points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it got 8 inner points as well. This is a magic shape. Like if y'all would have said 16, I would have respected it. But y'all said 12. This is a magic shape. This image is magic. Some magic shape, yo. I'm telling you. Y'all know, for those that practice magic, y'all know that this, matter of fact, we got a whole book. We got a whole book dedicated to this image. All right, which is the scroll of Halloween. And Halloween is coming up. And this is a great book, a great stocking stuffer for the upcoming unholy day. For the upcoming unholy day, All Hallows Eve, this is a great stocking stuffer, okay? Which is the scroll of Halloween. So no, said, nah, you got it, you good. I know you don't got your contacts on, so I'm gonna just say it's all good. But no, this number is actually 8. Now we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna show you another one. I'm gonna show y'all some other. I can just look at this, a dodecahedron. Go deep. It goes even deeper because now y'all seeing these images, but y'all not seeing it like how I want y'all to see it. Oh my gosh, y'all not seeing it like how I want y'all to see it. Now when y'all seeing the number 12, shoot. Let me see if I can do this. Y'all see the number 12. If I would have brought y'all up to the number 12, I would have started doing crazy stuff like this. Oh man, that image is not rotating. I'm gonna see if I can get it to rotate real quick. I'm gonna show y'all. But when y'all thought about the number 12 and other numbers like that, let me see. It's a dodecahedron. It's another version of a dodecahedron. Sorry, y'all. I want y'all to think of numbers like that. Now y'all are becoming dimensional beings. Y'all are becoming dimensional beings. Man, let me see. I can do some stuff in bootleg if I want. I can bootleg that image if I want. You trying to play with me? Let me see. But yeah. Yeah, they I wanted to see it rotate. I want y'all to see the image rotate for a reason. A dodecahedron, I want y'all to think about the number 12. There it is. Y'all see it? We'll find another one. Uh Man, the number 5. If I show a tesseract. If I would have did this, man, y'all lucky, man. Y'all so lucky I ain't really start really testing y'all. Because I would have brought up images like this and I would say, how many numbers y'all see? I would be like this. How many numbers y'all see? And y'all would have been confused with the question. But I had to build y'all up so y'all can understand the premise of thought where I'm coming from so y'all can be able to see outside the box. For real, so y'all can get out of the box rather. Word. Let me see if y'all can see this a little bit better. Y'all see that? It's the same question I asked y'all. Even though I gave you the answer, how many numbers do y'all see? Y'all see 5 numbers. Literally, y'all see 5 numbers. Only thing is, when you see this square and it's rotating within inside itself, you got space, but you have also time added to this equation. Like, remember I told y'all what is the volume, how you discover the volume of a three-dimensional prism. Remember, a rectangular prism. Excuse me. Remember, I asked y'all how you find the volume of a rectangular prism. It's easy mathematics. You got area times height is how you define volume, and how you find area, which is length and width. All right. And then you add the height to the equation. Now you have volume. But now that you have this three-dimensional object, which is reality itself, you have to add another principle to it. All right. And that next principle is time. So when you look at this image right here, rotating within itself is time. And it's connected to all 4 points, which is north, east, south, and west. But it's also connected to the 3 points, which is length and width and height. All right. Which is another way of doing this right here, length, width, and height. All right. So, yes, the code is easy, but it's natural. It's natural to understand these things. It's natural. It's a natural response to learning reality. It's a pattern of thought, or you can see the patterns of things. All right. So that's the number 5. That's a way to show the number 5. That's another way to show other numbers. Like, imagine if we was going to talk to a higher species, we would have to understand shapes. Shapes is the best way to understand numbers. Like, if I didn't know a number that you about, like, let's say, man, if we from, excuse me, if we from 2 different places, from, you said pull up the pentagram. Yeah, the pentagram um would be considered to be the number 5 as well. But I showed y'all the tesseract as the number 5 because the dot in the middle, when my queen, she said the number 5 when I brought the square up. When I bought the square, it was 4 because it was a two-dimensional figure that I gave y'all. But if I would have gave you a three-dimensional figure as a square with the dot, it would be the number 5. So that's why when um when my queen was like saying that the number, she took the square to be um yeah, there when Thea, she took the square to be 5. I showed y'all that when she took the square to be 5, the square was actually 4 because it was two-dimensional. But the only way for a square to be a 5, if it becomes this, which is the dot rotating in and out of the image. Now it starts, and everything starts from the dot. Y'all know that everything starts from the dot, no matter what image, because the dot is the thoughts. Okay, you said, um, you said no. I'm talking about a picture of an actual pentagram. I mean, a pentagram. three-dimensional pentagram. Let me see. There you go. There you go. There you go. Pentagram right there. I don't know why you're really interested in it, but it's this image is not really like this. Even though they demonize pentagram, which they shouldn't, the, the pentagram is actually one of our many holy symbols representing a woman. It represents the 5 points of a woman. There you go. There go a pentagram for you. I'd rather show you a pentagram like that. You want to see it three-dimensional? Yeah. There you go. Right there. Oh, sorry, y'all. There you go, right there. What would be the other dimension that you would see? What would be the fifth dimension? Yo, that pentagram is a two-dimensional figure. Imagine if you're peering into reality, yo. Y'all are peering into reality and y'all are becoming higher and greater beings, yo. You're becoming greater and greater beings, and your perception of reality is totally different than how you perceive reality the way you see it. You would have to see out of give me something out of person, place, and thing, past and present for you. Give me something that's not a person, place, and thing. How about that? I'm gonna give y'all talk about fifth dimensional thinking. Fifth dimensional thinking. Let me see if y'all can really do fifth dimensional thinking. All right, I'm gonna give y'all another fifth dimensional thinking test. All right, excuse me. I'm gonna give you another fifth dimensional thought process. All right. Um, imagine. Do me a favor. Imagine a color you never seen before. All right. I want all of y'all to try to do this. Fifth dimensional thinking. Oh, shout out! It's 3:11 right now. My fault. Excuse me. It's 3:11. It's a 131 moment. It's 3:11 on the East Coast. I'm gonna say, thank you, Most High God, for this day. Thank you, Most High God, for this moment. All right. Thank you, the universal principle that binds and connects us all for this moment. 3:11. What is 3:11? 3:11 actually represents forgiveness, the duty of forgiveness, of forgiving someone. All right. Remember, because 113 was the open book, and then 131, 131 was those that manifest here on this earth. 113 is the open book, and then 311 represents forgiveness. All right. Let the sun shine in. Yo, this was an interesting video, especially when I broke down Lamel. I never really broke down 131 and Lamel on a video before. And that was very interesting in the beginning of the video when I was talking about that. All right. The sacred name. why I chose and took on the sacred name. Yo, but back to this, back to what I was saying. I'm gonna give y'all a test, a fifth dimensional thought process test to take y'all to the next level. Because when y'all think about when y'all proceed on to this next life, or whatever is life after this life, or whatever is life, y'all got to think about as energy. You're still energy in some way, and you got to think about how you would navigate as energy, okay, and how you would gravitate towards certain things in order to still exist in some form of way. All right. Now I'm gonna give y'all a fifth dimensional thought process and a test for y'all. Imagine, I want you to clear your mind for a second. Just clear your head. Whatever you got going on, whatever the troubles, whatever going on, I want you to clear your head for 1 second. Take a deep breath. Let's go. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth, in your nose, out your mouth. Clear your head. Breathe in your nose, and out your mouth. Now that your head is clear, I want you to imagine a color that you never seen before. All right? I want you to just think for one moment of a color that you never seen before. Just think of it. Now, if you describe the color, you can't utilize any color that you've seen before, like green or blue or yellow or purple or magenta or whatever colors that you saw before. Brown, all these colors that you've seen before. Yellow, red, all these colors, you can't describe this color that you're seeing in your mind with these colors because it doesn't look like these colors at all. That's where I want you to take your meditation. When you begin to think and you begin to focus on certain things, especially like when you have moments of anger, moments of impatience, moments where things are not going your way in the way you want them to go. All right, because the world doesn't spin the way you want it. What I would want you to do is take a moment and think about this image that I'm showing you right here, this fifth dimensional cell. But I want you to think about it as a color that you never seen before. This is how you coming out of the fourth dimension, because the fourth dimension adds time to space. Now we're talking about the fifth dimension. You know, the fourth dimension adds time to space. That you got space. 3 dimensions is space. Uh, area times height. That's 3 dimensions. Now the fourth dimension is time. Now comes the fifth dimension. And the thought process, the creative spontaneity of this thought process is partially what the abode of the fifth dimension represents. So think of a color you never seen before. Ponder it in your mind. And then as you ponder it in your mind, my question is this: where is your mind? It's in my head, Lamel. Well, when you're thinking in your mind, is your imagination really in your head? Because when I imagine, I'm telling you, when I imagine personally, and this is that God experience, it's that outer experience that you're going to get from the Messiah code, like that outer God experience. Hear me out. Listen, just from a conversation. When I gave you that exercise, when I said think of a color, I said, excuse me, I said think of a color you never seen before. All right? Imagine it. You never seen before. Your imagination wasn't inside your head. Your imagination became an awareness. It's the same thing if I say God is. Man, God is. No, God is over there. God is down the street. God is in heaven. But what if I say God is? Where is he? Where is she? Where is it? God is. You like, it becomes an awareness of your thought process, your imagination, of how you connect with reality itself. I want you to apply that in that same measure. All right? I want you to apply that in the same measure. All right. So that's all I'm gonna leave y'all with today or tonight. This was an interesting build. All right. Today is, let me end this right. Today we started off with today being 219, 2 in the Codex, right? Cool. Thank you, my queen. We started this off with this being 219, 2 in the Codex, but we almost broke day. All right. We almost broke day. It's 3:20 a.m. I.m. It's 3:20 I.m. All right. But when the daylight hits, it's going to be 2:20, 2:23. That's what day it's going to be when the daylight hits. All right. When the daylight hits, it's going to be 2:23. Excuse me. All right. So we'll have another lesson to focus on tomorrow. All right. But the important thing, what I want y'all to get from today's lesson or today's review of the Codex, one of the most important things I want y'all to get is that the Messiah Code is remember, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about becoming the pure you for what it's worth. Now, in order to become what you what we're supposed to be along this journey, we have various different things to help us and take us along that way. All right. And these lessons could be tools in your shed in order to help you navigate to your pathway of success. That's what the Messiah Code is about. All right. So hopefully you got something great from these lessons. Every day, and far as the calendar, it gives you a designated purpose to fulfill as well. It gives you an agenda of sort to fulfill. So hopefully you can understand that as you study the lessons. But we got this book is coming out. I'm a I'm gonna reprint this book. This is the Scroll of Halloween. I'm gonna redo this book. I'm gonna do a what do you call it? A remix, not a remix. That's it. a revised version. I'm gonna do a revised version of this book, The Scroll of Halloween. You know, one thing I like about this book before I get off, uh, I like something that's hot. It breaks down. I kind of was breaking down a little bit of that. I was breaking down a little bit of some of the stuff that I was talking about from the Scroll of Halloween. I was breaking some of that stuff down today. And also, this is the image right here, which is the symbol of mom. That's another reason why we got two books that's going to drop, all right, before Halloween or All Hallows Eve or whatever, the unholy day. We're going to have two books that's going to drop. One is going to be the Matriarchal Order of Mothers, the hand manual for mom, which is the female branch of the Messiah Code. Now, we have this, it's a females only branch. Okay. So we're going to release that book, which is Mom, Matriarchal Order of Mothers Hand Manual. We're going to release that through the Messiah Code. And those are lessons from Shirley herself, which is my grandmother. Those are lessons that we have preserved, and we are basically reprinting these lessons and bringing them out to the family. All right. So God bless my grandma's soul. You know, she gave us a good path to follow, and she taught me a lot of these lessons at the age when I was at the age of 16. So this is the symbol for the Matriarchal Order of Mothers. As you know, it has 8 points. 8 points is connected to this. She guards time itself. So this was her symbol as well. All right. Which is the sacred square or the compass, which is the number 8. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be lessons that's going to be dropping, and we're going to do a revised version of this book, which is the Scroll of Halloween. All right. So anything else? Yeah, it's some real good information in this book. I really like it. It breaks down the number. It breaks down why. It breaks down why the color orange is sacred to us. Why the color orange is sacred to us. What is the sacred meaning of orange? Why we wear orange? That breaks that down too. And as you notice, it's sacred for orange is sacred for this time of year. All right. So I'm not going to spill too many beans on that. It really is a nice subject that we're definitely going to have. We're going to have time to discuss. Hey, thank you, Ronnie, for coming in. First time here. If you get a chance, can you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Messiah Code? If you can do that, I appreciate it. I'm actually get ready to get off. If you would, I do reading sometime with the Codex. This system we call it the Messiah Code. All right, these are numbers that flow through 1 through 31. If I ask you what was your birthday would be a 1 through 31 number. All right, so it's a system that connects up with each one of those numbers, and that's what we deal with. What is called the body of the Messiah. All right, so thank you for Ronnie for coming in. I was just getting in the video, to be honest. I've been on here for the last 2 hours and 14 minutes. But it's all good in the hood. You say, I love to have a reading. That's what's up. You want me to do a reading? I'll do a reading. I'll do a reading for I give you about 3 minutes of my time. How about that? If that's cool. But you gotta be trigger happy on the you gotta be trigger happy on the thing. If I ask you a question, you gotta respond quick. All right. So First of all, thank you, Salt Lakers. That's what's up. The first shall be last, and last shall be first. So I'm gonna look out for you. All right. So first thing I want you to do is just clear your mind. Right. Take 3 good breaths. In, out. Everybody here can breathe with us, so we can connect the train of thought. In, out. Because I'm gonna give y'all a secret to this psychic stuff. In, and out. All right. So everybody clear your mind for a second. I'll do readings for everybody here. How about that? I'm gonna do readings for everybody. Anybody that picks a number, I want you to pick a number and then I want you to put your birthday in the comment section. All right? You can pick a number between 1 and 31. And then I want you to put your birthday in the comment section. Peace to Sister Kind of Fear. God, it's blessings to Sister Kind of Fear in the building. This definitely been a great discussion. Thank you. All right. So I like to say a prayer before I always do readings, because somebody asked me, well, where do I charter my powers from, or where do I get my advice, or what feeling do I move upon to move this forward? All right. It is a universal spirit that binds and connects us all. That's the spirit I give reference to and give thanks to. Amen. Amun. Amin. Shua Wutala. Cool. All right. So yeah. The number 8 deals with your timing, yo. You gotta work on your timing a little bit, Ronnie. Your timing is out of place. Get your time in order. All right. Sometimes, and you might think, man, I'm showing up too late for certain things. It's not even that you're showing up certain late at certain things. It's just the timing. You have to show up at the right time for certain things. All right. So take that in consideration of how you're navigating through your life at this moment. All right. Learn to take the awkward moments and make these awkward moments something that you can learn from, and also you can make it smooth. You can make the awkward moments into a smooth moment. Sister Ronnie. All right. And 1019, the universe is telling you to, whatever somebody that you lost touch with, get in touch with somebody that you lost touch with. Somebody that that was a good influence in your life or whatever. The universe is telling you to get in touch with that person. It's somebody that had a positive influence in your life. Work on being in touch, getting back in touch with that person. And that will really help you in the days to come. All right. Okay. So hopefully that resonated. Hopefully that resonated and you can utilize that as guidance in your life. Anybody else? Thea, I saw you pick a number. I saw you pick a number, my queen. I'm gonna do you a reading. But you put, I don't know what number you put in. You put 11 3 27. Yo, it is almost 3:33 a.m. That is another 131 moment. There it is right here. It is now 3:33 a.m. Now, one of the things that we like to do as a part of the movement, wherever you at in the world, If it is that number 333-131-1221, you post it or you connect up with the family anyway. It is 333. That's all three. You see 333s, right? But y'all shouldn't even see 333. Y'all should see all threes are 131 when y'all see this number. When y'all see 333, y'all should see 131 because all threes are 1. No problem, Sister Ronnie. I got your back. That's how y'all should see the numbers. But we should send off a beacon wherever you at in the world. When these numbers pop up, post it, share it, connect up with somebody that you love. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. If it's anybody else that got a number, let me know real quick before I get off.
You are the God of your creation. You are the center of your universe. So you got a residual self-image on how you create or what you want for your garments. You don't got on your royal garments right now. None of us. Now we need to be amongst a court of royal people too. We need to be amongst a court of great people.
You know how in a temple, every temple is given a Qibla of some sort, a direction to pray. All right, if y'all just coming in, I'm talking about how we either in the Matrix or either in the book. If you just tuning in, all right, and I'm explaining it. All right, but check this out: a rectangular prism actually has the same principle as a square, as a cube, to find the volume. All right, so now I want you to liken that into the dimensions that we living in: person, places, and things, past, present, and future, man, woman, and child.
The Messiah Code. Messiah Code.
So I would like to say thank you for everybody that came in. Again, I appreciate y'all time. I really appreciate y'all time. You can get some books as well. Before I get off, you can get the PDF version of these books. All right. For anybody that sends something to the Cash App or whatever like that, I'll send, or somebody from the Messiah Code movement, I'll send you a PDF version of these books. I was sharing a little bit of information from these books: the 141 Introduction to Magic and Divination. This is the Beginner's Manual. These are all books authorized and authored by the Messiah Code movement. It's Master Key Application 311 right here. All right. These are and then we have other books that are connected with the Messiah Code movement. So I'll put that in the comment section for anybody that's interested. I should have did that earlier, but it's all good. I'll send a PDF version of it to your email. Our email is, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I should have had this going the whole time. But the email is the Messiah Code 131@gmail.com. If you want to connect up with the Messiah Code movement, that's the email for the Messiah Code movement. And we'll definitely make sure that we get up with you. We'll link up with you as soon as possible. All right. And just stay close, man. Stay close. And for real, I would say keep on striving. Whatever you guys got going on, whatever y'all got going on that's positive, keep on striving no matter what, man. You're going to have awkward moments of disparity. It will be up to you to pursue your greatness and not give up. it will be up to you to dig in deep to show that it is really worth something to you. So, you know, take the moment, take the time to breathe and think about what's really worth your happiness, the things that you truly want in life. All right. Think my dogs are bugging. Um, think about what is truly. Hey, stop. Think about what is truly worth to you, and put that enthusiasm behind that that substance in your life. That sustenance in your life, and you'll win. That's all I gotta say. All right. So Kum, salutation to the primes, 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. When I say 747, that means God is good, yo. However you want to take it, I don't know what you say or deem God is, but 747 is another way of saying that you learn from all experiences, you know, the good and the bad. God is good. So you make and you have good from it. All right. 24/7, 361 degrees. All right. Because it is 361 degrees in a circle, we operate from the dot, which is our center point. When we look at the universe, we see everything around us from a center key, a center point, from a 361 degree angle. All right. So these are basic principles that I share with y'all, but they have a very important resonance within the Messiah Code movement. All right. So y'all have a good night and do what it do. All right, cool. Salutations to the